Well. It's been a few days, but your girl's back. We're going to talk about the game from last night. The interesting game, I guess you can say it was last night. And we're going to talk about all the week 15 games because we actually have some Saturday games tomorrow. So this should be interesting. Let's get it started. Well, last night's game, Chargers and Raiders. like, like what? Like both teams were starting a backup quarterback, first of all. And the week after the Raiders literally put up 0 points and lost the game 3-0, they put up 63 points the next week. Like what? Like, I wasn't really watching the game. I was kind of going in and out. But every time I was looking at the score, it was just like, I think at halftime it was like maybe like 42-0. Chargers did finally score. They lost 63-21. So they at least scored. They didn't get shut out here, but I guess that's all you could really take from that. At least if you're like a Chargers fan or a player, it's games like that where you just, I think as a team, that you just have to forget. Like you just have to forget their season has been obviously not what they wanted. Herbert's out for the season. They both were starting backup quarterbacks, both teams. But yeah, that was just that was interesting. That was interesting nonetheless. But we're gonna preview week 15, the rest of week 15. Got a full slate. I believe there's no buys. I think the buys are over officially. And gonna talk about something else a little later. But we go start off with these week 15 picks. I can't even speak. It's been a few days. I'll let y'all know why. But um Saturday we have three games. We got the Vikings, Bengals, Steelers, Colts, Broncos, Lions. I believe all these games have playoff implications. We're gonna start with Minnesota and Cincinnati. I'm picking Cincinnati in this game. They're favored by 3. Browning's been playing pretty solid. Chase seems like he's finally starting to get his groove going, even without Joe Burrow. Both teams come in 7-6. That's gonna be at 1 p.m. All these Saturday games are gonna be on NFL Network. So just FYI. Like I said, has playoff implications. But definitely, I think I'm gonna go Cincy. But it wouldn't surprise me if the Vikings would come through. These games have been so unpredictable, so I just make my picks based on, I guess, my knowledge of who I think is gonna win. Obviously, I ain't perfect. Big Mama mess up all the time. But nonetheless, I'm going Bengals. Steelers, Colts. I'm gonna go. This is gonna be an interesting one because I believe the Steelers lost last week, right? Yeah, they lost. They lost to the Patriots. That was the Thursday night game from last week. And then I don't know if um somebody got hurt last week. One of their linebackers got hurt. But nonetheless, I think in this game I'm gonna go Colts, but barely. These are all three of these games. All these teams are 7-6 on Saturday. Every single one of them. I just feel like Minshew has a little bit more experience than I forgot who Steelers quarterback is. Honestly don't really remember who's even on their roster besides I would say T.J. Watt. Um, but I believe isn't Pickett starting? One of them is starting. I don't know who's starting for their team. Hello? Yeah, it's Pickett, I believe. I'm sorry, like I haven't really been paying attention to the Steelers too much. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna go with the Colts. I'm gonna go with the Colts in that one. We'll see what happens in that. We got Broncos Lions. Now the Lions are coming off of a loss that they probably should have won, and those Broncos are rolling through. And why did I say everybody was 7-6? The Lions are 9-4. Duh. But man, they've been having some shaky games. Detroit. I don't know why. Detroit's favored by 4.5, but I want the Lions to succeed. I'm one of those people who kind of silently cheers for the Lions until they play my Cowboys. Um, but I'm gonna go Broncos in this one. I don't know that if I had to pick a game, at least out of these three games, to be an upset. I guess all those other games are pretty even. Like the Broncos, they're rolling right now. Broncos are like what they ripped off like what like they're like 6-1 in their last like 7 or something. Yeah, they beat the Chargers last week. They only lost to the Texans the week before, and they had 5 straight before then. Um, but man, those Broncos, they in it. They second in their division. They're right behind Kansas City. It would not surprise me if they make a little noise there. Do they play? I believe they played Kansas City twice already, though. Yes, they split with Kansas City. They split with Kansas City. They do have the Chargers and Raiders on there, and the Patriots. Like these are winnable games. I feel like if they could come out and win this game here, the Broncos probably gonna be in the playoffs. And I don't think anybody thought that was gonna be a thing with the way they started the season. They were like what, like 1-5 or 1-6 or something. Yeah, they were 1-5. They were 1-5 to start off the season, and remember that they got pretty much ran out of the building from Miami. They lost 70-20 to them way back in week 3. And man, the Broncos, they coming. They coming. I honestly think they're gonna be fine. I think they're gonna win this game. I got them winning this game. Um, but we can move on to the Sunday games per usual. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 1 o'clock games. And then we have 3, 4, and then we have 4 o'clock games, and then we have the night game, and then the Monday night game. So we're gonna start off with the Bears Browns. Bears Browns should be interesting because the Browns. I mean, the Bears have been playing all right coming up. At least the last week they played against Detroit. They got the win against Detroit. But the Browns, your boy Joe Flacco has officially been named the starter after last week. The Browns are only favored by 3, and man, I don't know. Like this is a tough one coming down to the season. It's always really tough because there's these teams that don't really have much to play for, and they would probably love to play spoiler, and they're playing for their jobs. Guys are playing for roster spots for next year, so it's always really really tricky with teams like the Bears because they don't really have much to play for. I think mathematically they're still in the playoff run, but you know how that is. But I'm gonna. It's in Cleveland. Man, I kind of want to go with the Bears here. I don't know why. But I think the Browns are gonna pull this one out. They are 6-1 at home. Flacco's playing pretty solid. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Browns. I'm gonna go with the Browns. I ain't gonna be crazy. Not yet. We gonna find some picks to be crazy with. Let's see who we got here. We got Bucks at Packers. Packers kind of let me down last week. The Bucks are 6-7. The Packers are 6-7. They're both still in the playoff hunt. I'm gonna go with the Packers. I think they won't let me down 2 weeks in a row. I hope not. I hope not. But Tampa Bay's leading their division right now. Because they beat the Saints last week. Was it the Saints? Or was that? No, I believe it was the Falcons. But yeah, they're pretty much fighting for their playoff lives or for the division still. Everybody in that division is 6-7, I believe. That's at least the top 3. The Panthers are clearly out of it. Being 1-12. Sheesh. So it's Tampa, Atlanta, and the Saints. They're all 6-7, still fighting for the South. But I'm going to go. I'm hoping the Packers don't let me down 2 weeks in a row. So I'm gonna go with the Packers. It's in Green Bay. It's gonna be a little cold. So, the forecast is like gonna be like 30 degrees. So, well, we'll see. We'll see if Jordan Love and the boys could bounce back this week. Still fighting for their playoff lives. We got the Texans and Titans. Tennessee's favored by 3. I don't know what's the story on Stroud. He's. I know he went through like a concussion protocol and stuff last week. I think he'll play. Personally, I think he'll play. But we don't know. Let me see. I know the Texans are in. Okay, they're 7-6. They're in the AFC right at this moment. Jacksonville's leading their division. And also the Colts are in that division as well. But let's see. What was that? Titans and Texans. This is a division game. Once again, Titans would probably love to play spoiler. Um, and after last week, the way they came through against Miami last week, wouldn't shock me if this game's close. If Stroud plays, I'm going Texans. If he doesn't, I'm probably gonna go Titans. But yeah, that one's a toss up. That's another toss up. Jets Dolphins. Now this is an interesting one because the Jets are coming off a dub. Dolphins are coming off a loss. And like I said, another situation where Jets have a chance to play spoiler here, or the lower, the worst record of the two teams, chance to play spoiler. Miami's favored by 9.5. The Jets have been sneaky this year. They've got at least the Philly one was a quality one. I think last week was a quality one against the Texans. The Texans aren't a terrible team. Obviously, Stroud getting hurt made a difference, but they did all right. I don't know why I want to pick the Jets here. I don't know why. I got a feeling Wilson's gonna stink up the place at some point. He's so inconsistent, which sucks. But I'm gonna go with the Dolphins. I ain't gonna be too crazy. Like I said, we're gonna be safe. I'm gonna go with the Dolphins. Chiefs Patriots. I'm going with the Chiefs. I think they're gonna be really hungry to bounce back after everything that happened last week with the call and all that stuff like that. I feel like this is gonna be a blowout. This is probably gonna be a stomping. Kansas City is favored by 8.5. I think as long as their receivers actually catch the ball, like they'll have no problems. And like Mahomes has been playing good this year. His receivers haven't been stepping up and doing their job, and that's been their biggest issue. And I think that's what rubbed everybody the wrong way last week. Is because first of all, Mahomes usually doesn't act like that, but like your receivers have been stinking up the place for y'all. If isn't Travis Kelce, who is like obviously someone only person it seems like you can count on in a passing game, it's like no one else is really catching the ball. So I'm gonna go Chiefs there. It's gonna be in New England, but I'm going Chiefs for sure. Giants Saints. This one is interesting. It's funny. I was walking to the store the other day. I have my Cowboys gear on. I have a hat and I have like this little like one of those bags, the pull bags or whatever. In Jersey, they make you like take like grocery bags to the store. So I use that to kind of put my grocery bags in. And then a Giant fan, there's a guy in a car. I didn't even know he was a Giant fan at the time. He's like, "Oh, you got all that Cowboy stuff on?" I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, he was like, "My boys done ripped off 3 straight." Pulls out a Giants hat, and I'm like, man, yeah, these Giants fans, they man. they get on my nerves sometimes. I'm like, man, if y'all don't sit yourself somewhere, do I think that DeVito's been playing well, that defense has been playing well, and I gotta give them some credit. I actually might pick them in this game versus the Saints, and it would not shock me if they was to win this. Like I said, the Giants have I know after this they have 2 Philly games after this Saints game, and they have the Rams. Listen, like he's right. They've pulled off 3 straight. Man, like they mathematically still has a chance at the playoffs. Do I think they'll make it? No. Do I think they're gonna make some noise and like when they play Philly, you think they're not gonna come out and try to put their best? Like, come on. I don't know why I want to pick the Giants in this game, and I hate myself for it because like. I'm hoping the Saints win, just so the Giants fans won't talk. But the Saints are favored by 6. We shall see, because the Giants' defense isn't the worst. They got a few studs on that side of the ball. Not gonna lie. Big Mama, I love my teams, and obviously it's the rivalry. But I can be honest, like they got some studs over there on that defense. So. I want to pick the Giants, but I want to pick the Saints just because I don't want to pick the Giants. That makes sense. I just said I want to, but then I don't want to. Whatever. You get what I'm trying to say. But I don't want to pick the Giants. But I can't hate the game. You know, you hate the player, hate the game. You know what I'm saying? I like the player, hate the game. You know what I'm saying? I can't hate on it. As a person who, if I was just watching and didn't really have a rival, like I would pick the Giants in this game. But the Cowboy fan in me doesn't want to pick the Giants in this game. I'm gonna pick the Giants. Fuck it. Fuck it. Let's just do it. Just do it. Whatever. We got Falcons Panthers. Let's get past that. Falcons should win that game. They're only favored by 3, but Falcons should take care of business. Commanders Rams. Now this, I'm going with the Rams here. I just feel like the Commanders, they're kind of just taking away this season. Like I don't, yeah. 49ers Cardinals. I mean, the 49ers are rolling. As much as I hate to say it, those boys are rolling. They're doing their thing. But yeah, I gotta go 49ers here. They're 12-point favorite. Now the game that the 4 o'clock game I'll be watching. My boys are playing the Bills in Buffalo. Now, the Bills have, first of all, they have the Bills favored by 2, which is kind of nuts to me. But the Bills haven't been playing terrible this year. They just haven't been. It's been like Josh Allen would find a way to like turn the ball over. Like they had a lot of close losses. It's gonna be a good one. Obviously, I'm picking my boys, but it's gonna be a good one. I got respect for the Bills. Josh Allen, I think, is he's a top 5 quarterback. When he's on, Josh Allen is that dude. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I have him on my fantasy team. I'm gonna start him this week. I'm in my playoffs, but I'm gonna start him this week. As much as he's playing my boys, I gotta play him. I can't not play him. But you know how our defense get, man. I wouldn't be surprised if he struggles a little bit. But we shall see. I'm picking my boys in that one, but it's gonna be a good game. That's gonna probably be one of the best games of the weekend. I could see it for sure. Sunday Night Football, Ravens and Jaguars. This is gonna be a good one. I'm going with the Ravens here. They're favored by 3.5. I just feel like they're just. I feel like they're just better than Jacksonville. Jacksonville's could be very inconsistent sometimes. The Ravens have won 3 straight. So, and they have San Fran next week. That's gonna be a really good one. That's on Christmas. That's on Christmas. Wow, they're gonna be playing San Francisco next week. That's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be a fun one for sure. But yeah, I'm going with the Ravens, and then Monday night Ravens Seahawks, Eagles Seahawks. Now the Eagles have been struggling. We all know this. And the Seahawks haven't been playing terrible. I think if Geno plays, I wouldn't be surprised if the Seahawks win this one. But I honestly think, even as much as I would love for the Eagles to just like lose out for the rest of the season, I feel like their pride's gonna be tested. They're probably gonna come out. I feel like this is gonna be a high scoring game. If Geno Smith plays, this is gonna be a high scoring game. Even if they don't, I feel like the Seahawks have a lot of weapons. Who's their quarterback? I forgot who was their quarterback last week. Let me sure. Who was their starter? Oh, Drew Lock. He didn't play terrible. It was 22 for 31, 2 touchdowns, 269 passing yards. He didn't play the worst. He did have 2 picks. But that's San Fran. San Fran is rolling right now. But with all the weapons that Seattle has, Metcalf, Lockett, I think Noah Fant, I believe that's a tight end. The Jackson Smith guy, that guy he's pretty good. It will surprise me if Seattle's definitely, it's gonna be a good game. I want the Seahawks to win, but I just feel like Philly's gonna step it up this week, even though that defense has been struggling. That's why I mean, like if Seattle's weapons could get going, like it wouldn't surprise me if Seattle wins that game. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Philly. As much as I would love for them to lose, I'm gonna go with Philly. But yeah, picks are Bengals over Vikings, Colts over Steelers, Broncos over Lions. Who I picked? Browns over Bears, Packers over Bucks, Texans over Titans if CJ Stroud plays. Dolphins over Jets, Chiefs over Patriots, Giants over Saints. God, I hate saying that. Falcons over Panthers. Rams over the Commanders, Niners over Cardinals, my Cowboys over the Bills. Even though it's gonna be a close one, it's gonna be a good one. Ravens, Jaguars, and I'm going Eagles over Seahawks. Those are all the picks I have for for week 15. Like I said, I am in the playoffs in my fantasy league. Um, I will be starting Josh Allen this week. I need to check to see what else. I don't think I had anybody in the game last night. Maybe I had like a defensive guy or something. No, I had no one in that game last night. Um, but yeah, I got Jared Allen. I need Amon-Ra St. Brown to step up. He's been really really quiet the last few weeks, and I need him big time. I got Nasia in there, Mostert, Brees Hall, Ferguson. I got Wilson, the Jets wide receiver. Got Tucker as my kicker. Um, I have the Jets defense, but I don't know if I want to play them against, or do I? I also have Tennessee's defense, but I mean, I obviously could go, you know, change it out, but I might just go ahead and start the Jets defense. I don't know. I got a good feeling about it. But yeah, those are pretty much my fantasy picks. I'm gonna take a little break. I'll be back. I might thinking about talking about a little Sham. So, and why I was gone for the last few days. But hold on tight. I'll be back. All right. I kind of want to explain why I've been a little MIA the last couple of days. My internet was off. I currently have no income, so I'm kind of depending on my dad to kind of help me out. He works a lot, and he's been kind of in and out of the hospital. This is gonna get a little personal, obviously. But I kind of want to just put this out there, you know. But yeah, he's been in and out of the hospital a lot this year. He works a lot. He's always in there for he tells me exhaustion. Um, as of right now, it's 9 a.m. on December 15th. He's still there. I've been trying to keep in touch with his wife. She told me that they contacted her and just let them know that they just took all his electronics and that he's resting. He's okay. Um, I've obviously worry a lot because I've lost a lot of people in my life, and it's been hard. It's been hard because I feel like I can't do anything. Um, so it's just been a little bit of a struggle. The mental health's been a little bit of a struggle. But I'm trying to think positive and trying to not think the worst because I've been through a lot of funerals, and I don't want to go to another one. I lost my mom when I was 9. We've had uncles and aunts in my family. My oldest cousin passed away. My grandmother on both sides. Even though I didn't know my dad's grandmother too much, I lived with my mom's grandmother. I mean, mom's mother. I didn't know my dad's mom too much. I met her a couple times. So it's just, and obviously I most recently lost my uncle 2 years ago to COVID. He had a heart attack from COVID. He had some heart issues and stuff. So I've been here living by myself for a little over 2 years now, and it's been really tough. I've had a lot of people kind of keeping my mind busy. A lot of important people in my life that have just been kind of keep trying to keep my spirits up. But it's been really tough. I am trying my best to keep positive. That's why I like hang out with my friends and I stream. Playing video games helps. Watching sports help. Music helps for sure. I just like having fun and trying to make light of it. There's times when I'm feeling not my best, so I stay to myself because I don't want to. I feel like I kind of dampen the mood when I'm with a bunch of people and I'm kind of just talking, and it makes me feel bad that I feel like I'm dampening everybody's mood. So there's times I will go silent, and there's times I will not say anything to anyone. And I get that way a lot. I've always kind of been that way. Even when I was younger, there was times I remember we would have like family gatherings here at my house, and my cousins, my uncle, aunts, they'll come over, and I'd sit in my room with my door closed for like 2 hours before I even come out the room. Like I know who's out there, and I know everybody there, but I just felt really, I don't know, it was like insecure or anything. It definitely probably was in my anxiety and my mental health. I did that a lot, and I look back on it. I was like, I used to do that a lot, man. I used to just like sit in here for like an hour or two before I actually came out the room. Um, but yeah, I like my mental health is something I've been struggling with pretty much my whole life. Even like yeah, I remember when I was a kid and I would ask my mom, like why my dad isn't around or stuff like that. Obviously it was a toll. I was only 9 years old when she passed away, and it's been 25 years. This past October was 25 years, which is kind of crazy to say. And like I'll be 35 this January, which is another thing crazy to say. But I've 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 tried to learn through all the loss I've had. I ask questions all the time of why me, my family, why do we have to go through all this? And it gets hard. It gets hard, and you just and people think the longer it gets, the better it gets. Like you learn to cope, and you just learn to kind of deal with it. Never really gets easier, especially when you lose someone. It's especially someone close to you. So if you've never lost anyone close to you, just know that it stings. But just try to hold on to, if you do have people close to you, your siblings, your parents, your significant other, kids, whatever. Just try to hold them close, man. Like life's really short. I know people say it all the time, but it's true. And I try to appreciate the people I do have around me. I isolate myself a lot, and there's times I feel alone. And you know, there are people who always reach out to me and be like, you're okay. And it's nice to have those people. And I just, I'm sending all the love to my dad. I love him to death. We haven't really had a chance to like hang out and just kind of just be me and him for the last 3 to 4 years he's been in my life. I'm hoping this is a wake up call for him and that he needs to take care of himself. Um, Sometimes we all need it. I checked myself into a hospital in late July this past summer. So I was doing really bad. I wasn't eating, wasn't sleeping, and I knew something was wrong. This was a little different than most times. It's happened before. I've had times when I've stayed up for days. And trigger warning, I've had suicidal thoughts. I've had like suicide attempts that I haven't really told anybody. But I was doing really bad for like those few days, and I was like, this isn't right. This isn't me. So I checked myself in, stayed there about 4 days. It was much needed. It was much needed. I got some medicine I needed. I've been a diabetic since I was in my mid 20s. It's something that I try to always manage, but I kind of jacked it up. But recently, I've been taking insulin, and it's definitely been helping my blood sugar and stuff. So, um, but yeah, I had to get I think a little real there. I'm sorry if that bothered anyone. I just always I've learned through the years to kind of not try to keep things built in. I am uh I'm doing therapy every week. It's definitely helpful. So like for people who feel like they don't really have anything to turn to or feel like therapy's weird or makes you quote unquote crazy, it's good to have. Because sometimes you don't want to trauma dump on your friends, you don't want to trauma dump on your family or anybody close to you. So it's like, why not talk to someone who's literally their job is to listen to you talk and help you out with suggestions and things like that and help you better yourself. And it's not gonna happen overnight. The person isn't gonna go anywhere. I remember I came back out and I'm like, I started feeling really better, and I'm like, people are like, oh, you're better. I was like, yeah, but I was like, it's my mental health is still not the best. I don't think it'll ever be. It's just all about. I feel like it's all about how you manage it, what you put out there in the world, um, who you surround yourself with. I think is huge. So just uh, just know you're not alone out there. For anybody who's listening that feels like they don't really have anyone, there's always you'll find your people. You'll find your people. You'll find your people for sure. Whether it's not your family or your friends, whether it's people, new people you meet, but you'll find your people. Trust me. I definitely found people for sure, and I love every single one of them. So yeah, but yeah, we're gonna get out of here. Like I said, it's Friday. I don't know if I'll be doing these every day. I'll probably just be back Monday with obviously recapping the football weekend and other sports. We're gonna touch on some other sports. Once the NFL starts to die down, I definitely will be talking about some more NBA and stuff, and more a little more and stuff. Um, but like I said, it's been fun doing this. This is the fourth episode. It's been nice to do this. This has been fun. I've enjoyed this for sure. It's been therapeutic in some weird way. I was telling my therapist, and she's like, "Yeah." She's like, "I'm happy that you're doing something that that you could kind of express yourself and stuff that you're actually interested in." Um, but yeah, I've enjoyed this, and everybody that's been following and listening and sharing and telling people about it, I appreciate you big time. I'm probably gonna be doing my 12-hour stream celebrating 1,500 follows on Twitch either today or tomorrow for sure. We're gonna be having some fun playing some games. Uh, Playing some. I've been enjoying Fortnite a lot recently. I'm planning to play Gears of War 5 with two of my buddies soon. Hopefully, gonna be doing some Overwatch, some Apex, maybe some GTA RP. I want to try out the Finals, the new game that's out. Also want to try out Lethal Company as well. So we're gonna be trying to stream as much as we can this weekend. Sunday I probably won't at least stream early, because we watching the Cowboys game at 4. So I might stream after, but nonetheless, I appreciate everybody that's been listening and stuff and following me on I've been noticing I've gotten some followers on my socials lately, which has been nice. It's been nice. It's Big Mama Stuff everywhere. Besides TikTok, where it's an underscore at the end. But yeah, on Twitch, that's where you'll probably see me the most. Twitch.tv/Big Mama Steph. Twitter/Big Mama Steph. Yeah. Or X. Excuse me. Gotta be correct. It's X. But nonetheless, Instagram, all that stuff. It's all Big Mama stuff. So just go show your girl some love. I appreciate every single one of you. Also, Christmas is coming. It doesn't feel like it. I'm just gonna be honest. I completely forgot Christmas was a thing. I don't really take holidays too serious like I used to. But yeah, we're gonna try to make the best of everything. But just know you're not alone. Know that you're loved. But yeah, I'm gonna sign out of here. Love your faces. Stay beautiful. I'll see you in the next one. Remember to drink your water, check on the homie, and remember you're loved. Peace.